1,000 souls, wailing for vengeance. A mighty battle. An old friend returned. The way to the well is yet closed to you, Rider. But there are keys for every door.
Alright, there we go. Let's see. What's our current objective? Travel to Earth. Okay, yeah. We are where I thought we were. And hello and welcome to the chat, Sacha here. Okay, so I'm going to preface this by saying the following. Earth is quite probably the most frustrating gameplay area because suddenly the game turns into a gunning section. We are not going to use the gun, by the way. We're just going to melee our way through that place. And in order to make sure that that's working correctly, we made sure that we had a health steal Sive because that's just make our life, it's going to make our life so much easier. The one good thing I can say about Earth is that we are going to meet Uriel and she is awesome. So that's the only thing I'm looking forward to. Everything else, Earth is just a pain. Let's go. I said let's go. Hello? Portal to Earth? Thank you. And hello and welcome to the chat, Zen. You are not late, the stream is starting late, and I forgot to put it on Discord, by the way, so I apologize for that.
Quiet. There are more than corpses
actually
about.
Can update that right now during the cutscene, I guess.
Uriel, what are the Hellguard doing on Earth? Oh, damn it.
Alright, there she is, my girl Uriel. Hello. Okay, so we're just gonna have to get into a fight with a lot of very annoying small enemies before she talks to us. She looks a little bit different than she did in Darksiders 1, but we did already see her in the prologue of Darksiders 1, just before we fought Straga. She asked us what the hell we had just done as war, when clearly we hadn't actually done anything. Abaddon just got himself killed because he was not paying attention to what was going on in the battlefield. So after Abaddon's death, Uriel essentially took over the Hellguard and is now trying to survive here on Earth. And she does have a habit sometimes of picking fights when she should just be relaxing. And just like she just picked that fight with the Suffering all by herself, that was a pretty bad idea. Anyway, we're gonna help these guys out. As you can see, we're just mowing through these. We're not gonna pick up the gun because there's going to be like 3 enemies in this entire thing for whom we're actually gonna need the gun, and the rest of them we're just gonna melee our way through. Oh, Flesh Burster.
Focus your fire!
And these guys that we're fighting right now, the Swarm, they are essentially resurrected humans, or resurrected human corpses that now fight for the Destroyer, so that's a lot of fun as well. There's only like 7 billion of these guys. And considering that War meets Uriel as well, unless she actually switched cities in between the time that we see her here and the time of Darksiders 1.
I should kill you for what your brother
all of these
did
games
here.
take place in the same
But
city.
you saved my life. Consider us even.
What do you know about the Rod of Arafel?
A weapon of immense power, brought to Earth by the Archon Hestus to battle the demons in the End War. But Hestus fell, and the rod was shattered. Now the Destroyer uses its pieces to fuel his army of darkness.
What was broken can be reformed. Where are the pieces of the rod?
In the hands of the Destroyer. He has summoned creatures from the Abyss, and drawn forth his chosen, things of blasphemy, who even now divide this world into their own hellish domains. The Suffering are one such beast. They feed upon the dead of this world, and twist them into a swarm of flesh and bone that fight as one mind. It was they who attacked us moments ago.
One mind, easily sundered.
I will not risk more Helgard to recapture the Rod of Arafel. But, should you wish to undertake this fool's errand, and follow the trail of corpses left by my brethren.
A fool's errand? Well, it would not be my first.
So that it is not your last, take this.
Thanks for the warning.
Okay, so judging from her dialogue, they did apparently try to retrieve the Rod of Arafel and it went very badly. Like she says, the rod was shattered and 3 guesses how many pieces it was shattered into and how many pieces we get to pick up now. And the first 2 guesses don't count. In any case, Uriel looks a little bit different here than she did in the first game. In the first game, or basically at the time when it takes place 100 years later, she doesn't have as much of a glow as she does here, which is also why in Darksiders 1 you can see her eyes are more golden rather than just prophet white eyes like the rest of the angels usually have. And her hair in Darksiders 1 is a lot more grey than white. But anyway, other than that, her design is pretty much the same. Her voice actress changed though. Any case, we can get some more information here, so let's do that right now.
How many angels died here, Uriel?
Too many. But for every dead angel there is another, kept alive against his will. Their suffering empowers the Destroyer. Perhaps you could release them from their torment, Pale Rider.
If you wish. However, all I can offer the captives is a swift end.
That is blessing enough.
Yeah, that's kind of a shitty deal. If you're in that much trouble where just dying is a good idea. And like she just said, the Chosen, the Destroyer called forth the Chosen from the Abyss. That matches with what we heard in Darksiders 3 about the Chosen being creatures that are not touched by the Creator. The problem is, if that's the case, we do know that Straga, who is a Chosen in Darksiders 1, is actually a demon. So, are the Chosen in Darksiders 1 the same Chosen that they are talking about in Darksiders 2 and 3? Who knows? We'll see. In any case, let's get some more information.
They don't look like demons.
No, they are something far more ancient, drawn from the heart of the Abyss. The most powerful serve the Destroyer, and rule in his name over ash and bone. The rest kill everything around them.
It is a wonder you've lasted this long. Even the dead march against you.
You speak of the Swarm. Of all the creatures that roam the wastes, they most hunger for revenge. Not even death can stop them.
Why are the Hellguards still on Earth? You lost Uriel, in case you haven't noticed.
Where else would we go? All of creation saw what happened here. How the Hellguard marched before the seals were broken. The White City is closed to us. We can never go home.
So yeah, she does have a point there. The White City won't let them back in unless, at least not until the Destroyer is dead. And we now have this amazing cannon, which I'm not sure if we actually got a title card for this. We should have gotten one. These are sometimes called salvation cannons and sometimes redemption cannons, depending on which reference material you use. I think in the novel they were called redemption cannons, and in Darksiders 1 salvation cannons, or vice versa. They basically shoot a energy projectile, and if you hold it for too long, it will give you this overheating bar. If you do not have a good possessed Sives with health steal, take this, put on Echidna's claws to get the health steal from that, and then use the gun. But if you don't have it, personally, I was so sick and tired of the gunning sections in Darksiders 1, I will gladly ditch this gun every single chance that I have. Now, another thing to notice here, if we head over there, we've got a Nordic games shop and a gunfire games shop, so there's like a little nod to the developers and distributors. We're just gonna go around here and pick up a few goodies before we move from this area and start looking for those pieces of the rod. This level is annoying just in how much stuff you have to go through to actually get to the end. My personal favorite poster in the game is this one over there, Junk. It's just like, that's great advertisement, we are selling junk. Also, I think the one right next to it says boring cars last forever. We can't see it very well right here, but in Darksiders 3 we actually had like intact versions of these posters, and it said boring cars last forever. Which is true actually, like some of the most boring cars last a good long time. Anyway, I think we're done with all the collectibles in this area, so let's move on. And every time you hear this horn noise, it means that there's a wave of enemies coming. So get used to just fighting a lot of these swarm guys. Like I said, these are essentially resurrected human corpses. In the first game they were called Wickets. In Darksiders 2 they are called the Swarm. In Darksiders... Oh no, in the Belial DLC they are called Hell Slaves. And they have a bunch of different names. Hellspawn, Hell Slaves, the Swarm. But they're always the same, they're all resurrected humans. Now, one thing that's interesting to note from a lore perspective, sometimes you look at these dead angels on the ground and you can see that some of them do actually have feathered wings and some have more like energy bladed wings. It's never explained in the games why that is the case, why some of them have feathery wings and why others have energy wings. My personal headcanon is that angels who lose their wings in battle get those glowing prosthetic energy blade wings to fly with. Okay, let me just see if I don't miss anything to pick up. Oh, hi there. I didn't realize I still had 2 on my tail. And there's our first captured angel. So we're gonna have to find 10 of these. I'm actually surprised we don't have to find 3 of them. Or 30. Most of them are easy to spot, 1 or 2 of them are kind of tricky. I'm gonna try to get them all. You do also have to wonder whether Heaven would approve of Uriel just handing a horseman an angelic weapon. Although I guess in case of the redemption cannon it doesn't make much of a difference because you can find so many of these lying around. Basically pretty much every single time you see a redemption cannon lying around, it means there's a boss somewhere around the corner, so... I think in this case we have a suffering, yes. For these guys I just recommend going into Reaper form. It's so much easier than trying to fight them on foot. Alright, get a Book of the Dead page. And for Earth, I really recommend having picking up everything that you can pick up here on your first visit, because otherwise you're gonna have to travel to the Spire again and then travel from the Spire to the portal. And backtracking for stuff that you missed here on Earth is just an absolute pain in the ass. So really try to get it all as fast as possible while you're here, and then just move on. This area is just so annoying. Oh, Flash Burster, ouch, that hurt. I'm on fire. And yeah, let's get that poor angel. Oh, there we go, dead. Now, we don't exactly know how much time has passed, but even though we can't unlock it yet, there is a DLC that will take us back to Earth, Demon Lord Belial. And assuming that that plus Death's journey here on Earth happened roughly around the same time, we can actually have somewhat of an idea of how long after the apocalypse this stretch of the game takes place. Because in the Demon Lord Belial DLC, you meet a character who says that they remember what life before the apocalypse was like, and that guy you meet is about in his late 40s, early 50s maybe. So he must have been somewhere around the age of 10 at least when the apocalypse happened. And so that means it's 50 to 60 years after the apocalypse at this point, roughly. Oh, that's a lot of swarms. Okay. Yeah, I think this is a good time for Whirlwind. There we go. There was a Flash Burster somewhere, yeah? Right. Okay. No, 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 no! Let's not go down there! Oh, thank you. I don't want to have to crawl all the way back up here again. Jesus. I also love that when you open those chests, the Hellspawn or the Swarm, they just wait for you to open the chest. It's like, so polite of these guys. Alright. Stone. I said stone. Come on. Oh, 28 out of 34. Actually getting close to the end there. Nice. And a nice little relic, and there's our first piece of the Rod of Arafel. Honestly, that wasn't so difficult. I don't know what Uriel was complaining about. There we go, the Staff of Arafel. Once part of the Rod of Arafel, the Staff of Arafel engulfs the holder in its true power. It's not going to do shit for us until we actually put the rod together again. So, you know. Completely useless item of great power. Alright, and now we're back into the starting area, and we're gonna have to talk to Uriel again to continue.
I've found a piece of the rod.
Be wary. There are things that lurk beyond these barricades that the Hellguard dare not face head-on.
And the remaining rod pieces? Do they lie past the barricades?
Yes. Pass through the city, and you will find the next piece beneath the earth, in an old abandoned tunnel.
Where will I find the final fragment?
I do not know. But the rod has a will of its own. Find the second piece, and it may tell me where the last resides.
One rod to find them all, I guess. Or at least that's what I'm thinking about when it says like the rod has a will of its own. So yeah, she can actually sense where angelic artifacts are, which is really cool. But it's also gotta be super frustrating if you know you don't have the manpower to recover them. Moving on. Let's go. I think there's a slash burster here. Yeah. There we go. No! Just explode already, goddamn you. Couldn't there also be a suffering around somewhere here? If I remember correctly. Oh yeah, there he is. Awesome. Oh shit, I haven't even mapped Aegis yet. Okay, let's do that.
Not enough rod.
Because facing this guy without Aegis is a bit of a pain. We're not even gonna try that, and we don't have enough Reaper energy for Reaper form yet, so... Aegis and Unstoppable, it is. Ouch! Son of a bitch. There we go. As for the comment from the chat, I wish there was a button to run faster. One way in which Fury is superior to her brothers, she knows how to run. Which these guys don't. They just saunter along at a leisurely pace. Also, this weapon here that we can pick up, this is essentially the demonic equivalent of the redemption cannon from the angels. And this right here is the Gore Hammer, so this is essentially a grenade launcher. Personally, I hate this one even more than the redemption cannon, so we're not going to use it. But I know a lot of people really like this gun, I don't know why. Okay, somewhere around here there was an angel, if I'm not entirely mistaken. Oh, they're over there. Okay, cool. The worst part about these swarm guys is that they just jump around all over the place, so they are really hard to get a grip on. And there's so many of them, but aside from that they are okay. Let's take care of this guy first. There we go. Now you can already see these stingers swarming over there. That's because they are heading for our first boss enemy, the Nos. And that's one of the only creatures in this game that are, or in this section of Earth, that I will pick the gun for, because I have tried to fight them once with the Sives. It's not a good idea. It's not a fun time. Do not recommend, not even on lower difficulties. We're definitely going to use a gun for these. Can I get these guys nicely lined up? No, I can't. Alright, got a relic. And an angel. There we go. Oh, wow, nice freeze frame. Okay. And yes, these enemies are super annoying with this camera perspective because the camera just does not help. Especially because it tends to log on to not the enemy closest to you, but some enemy to your left or right somewhere. Okay, we're gonna pick up this gun because we're gonna need it. And was there a stone around here somewhere, or did I just imagine that? Oh no, that was in a different area. Okay. Cool, cool. Let's move on. Now, this is the NOS. Shoot wherever you want so long as you hit this guy. And if you get too close, he will produce a sound wave that actually does quite a bit of damage. If you try to go into melee, he will hit you, and that will really do a lot of damage. So that's why I'm saying we're going to pick up the gun for this guy. It's one of the few enemies that we're not going to fight face to face. Not a good idea. There's the sound wave. Stupid mutated ant looking guy. Okay. And now we just mop up those last few stingers. There we go. Didn't even drop good equipment. I'm disappointed. It's also never explained exactly where the NOS are coming from. Given Uriel's description about what's happening on Earth, I guess they are some other creatures drawn forth from the abyss by the Destroyer. But aside from that, we really don't know anything about these guys. They don't appear in any of the other games, and the Darksiders 2 art book unfortunately has next to 0 lore bits in it, so... Because that's the only other place where you see anything of these guys. Oh. Oh my god, how many of these guys are there? Jesus. Yeah, guys, fuck it. I want to pick up my stone and pick up my chest. You guys are gonna have to wait. Gonna rescue this poor guy stuck in the corner. There we go. Oh. Let's get out of the way of that. Now I know there was something hidden in one of these chambers. I just don't remember exactly which one. Oh, fuck! Okay, that was a very bad idea going in there. Oh, possessed Sive? We've got better. Let me just have a look at the map. Where are we? I'm not quite sure if I freed the angel over here. How many angels do we currently have? No, not this one. 6. I think we've got all of them. I hope we've got all of them. We need to have 7 before we get out of this tunnel. Wait, that's the wrong way. This way. And I think we're about to run into another suffering. I'm not entirely mistaken. Ah, yeah, there he is. Come here. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Ah, and there's our angel. Okay, so we got them all. Perfect. Alright, let's move on. I'm just gonna ignore these guys until we've got more of them. There we go. Can I get some more, please? There we go. Perfect. Oh! Oh, explode already. Thank you. Oh. Oh, damn. These guys are so much easier to fight in Darksiders 3, Jesus. And they're smaller in Darksiders 3 as well. Oh nice, level up. Awesome. There we go. Picked up this Arbiter scroll. And there's our second piece of the rod. Alright, the Eye of Aerofoil. Once part of the Rod of Arafel, the Eye of Aerofoil emits an eerie power, providing a vision of what's to come. So basically this Archon had a kind of a future foretelling device at his hand, and he still died. Must not exactly have been the greatest warrior that heaven ever had.
You have found the second piece. I can feel its power within you. The rod wills itself whole. You may be deaf to its cries, but I am not. The final piece lies beyond this barrier, in an area heavily fortified by the shadow.
Destroyer will not be pleased when I restore the Rod of Arafel. The warriors may pay the price.
The White City is lost to us. This broken world will soon be our grave. And yet we must fight on against the darkness, to uphold the light. If your actions hasten our end, so be it.
May you live to see the Destroyer take his last breath. Uriel of the Helgard.
Good luck, Ryder.
And she
The
will.
final piece is within your grasp.
So apparently death is a better prophet than the Archon. But yeah, the Destroyer will not be happy when she gets this rod. He will probably also not be happy that we're freeing all of these angels. But I also wonder... Like, I don't imagine the White City will be very happy when we get the rod either, because... Yeah. We're a Nephilim. We're probably not supposed to be running around with powerful angelic weaponry. And yes, Uriel in Darksiders 2 is a lot more chill than Uriel in Darksiders 1, but mostly because even though she does blame war for starting the apocalypse, and she says in the beginning that, you know, she should kill Death for what his brother started, Uriel is the kind of person who, once your debts are paid, is really going to leave you alone. And like she said, Death saved her life, so as far as she's concerned, the two of them are even, and at this point I think she's also just too tired, because you can hear it in her voice when you talk about how many angels were lost on Earth, that she has probably lost a lot of soldiers since she lost Abaddon. And also, there is a bit in Darksiders 1 art book from the lore bits about Uriel. And the Darksiders 1 art book is written from the perspective of Azrael, whom we are also going to meet in Darksiders 1, the Angel of Death. And the way he describes Uriel is essentially that Uriel is one of Heaven's finest soldiers, and usually not terrified of anything, but when Abaddon died, something broke inside of her. And Uriel at this point is just like, I am so beyond done, we're all gonna die here, fuck it. And there we go, there's our second loss. We're going to pick up this gun again. Let's go. Alright, there we go. Now in this area, if you destroy all of the mailboxes, you get a bonus chest. So we're just gonna make sure we get them all. And I think I'm actually gonna pick up this gun again, because I know there's a suffering right on that bridge over there. So we might as well just kill that with the gun while we're here. Anything good? Not really.
I cannot.
Come on. There's supposed to be a suffering here. Fine. I'll go get my chest then. There's another one. There we go. Perfect. And angel number 8. Nearly there.
Impossible.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think there's actually 2 sufferings on this bridge. One here and one just a little bit further up ahead, so... gonna save my Reaper form for that one. Alright, there we go. Ah, there we go. There's the second one. Let's go. Let's go here. And I think that's our last suffering, actually. I think after this we're done. We're done suffering. Was it this one? Yes, there we go. Boatman coin, thank you very much. That is one long ass bridge. Oh, no! I yeeted myself off the bridge. But also shout out to that swarm guy who just got stuck on this corner over here. Because walking around corners is hard. Especially if you are a brain dead zombie who got resurrected by a giant flaming dragon. So, you know. Oh, yeah, let's pick up a gun. First, let's get this guy, and then let's pick up a gun. Alright, get that car out of my way, I need that gun. Thank you. And I think we're gonna lose quite a bit of health here because we're gonna have to kill this guy, and the others are just gonna chip away at us in the meantime. Come on, die already. Thank you. There we go. That wasn't so bad. What the... Okay. Okay. Whatever. I'm gonna get the angel on the bridge in just a second, guys. No worries. There he is. Up there. And that's 9 out of 10, almost done. And there we go, our final piece of the rod. The Rod of Arafel. Now fully restored to its true power, the Rod of Arafel will grant the holder with immeasurable power. Okay, someone failed grammar in that sentence. In any case, now we have the rod. Apparently that immeasurable power didn't save Hestus, so not all that immeasurable, I guess. Got one more relic. And okay, first let's take out these guys, and then we're going to get another legendary secondary, which of course we're going to sell, but you know, this one's actually really interesting from a lore perspective. The Fists of El Hazar. One of a handful of exceptional warriors from the kingdom of men, El Hazar fought his way through many levels of the Crucible, bearing these weapons. The left gauntlet is known as the El Hazar's Glare, for its carven with an eye to mark his first victory in the arena over a raging Cyclops. So Cyclopses are a thing in the Darksiders universe. The right gauntlet is named El Hazar's Might, for it bears runes that shimmer with raw power. Together the Fists of El Hazar grant their wielder many benefits. Enemies are staggered by hammer blows, their bodies devastated by increasingly severe hits to critical areas. So apparently some human was actually daring enough to go into the Crucible and actually managed to get through quite a few levels. Now keep in mind, though, the only ways you get out of the Crucible is either you quit, you win, or you die. So you gotta wonder, did this guy quit? Did he die? We know he didn't make it through all 100 levels, because once we actually go to the Crucible, Kargon will tell us that we are the only ones who have actually made it aside from him. So who knows whether this guy actually made it or not. And I do have to wonder, since humans in the Darksiders universe don't usually know about this entire heaven and hell stuff going on, was that one undead human warrior like Draven? Or how did he end up in the Crucible? Because that's kind of weird. Anyway, time to return to Uriel, talk to her about the rod and about the angels, and then we can finally be done with the Earth level. Thank goodness.
The Rod of Arafel has been made whole.
I am tempted to ask that you wield that weapon and turn the tide of this war. But I fear the Destroyer would capture it again, and turn it to his dark purpose. No, better that you remove it from this world, and into the safe keeping of the White Army. We will make our stand here, until the Hellguard is no more.
I would stand with you, Uriel.
Aww.
My brother's fate takes me on another path.
You have proven yourself honorable, a virtue little known with your kind. But if I ever see him, war must answer for his crimes.
He could not have brought this upon the Earth, and I will see my brother spared.
Do what you will, Ryder. But this world is lost, and that cannot be undone.
So say this for Uriel, like she may be a bit trigger happy when she first sees us, but she can recognize that we're actually, you know, trying to do the right thing. although that said, I gotta wonder what makes her think that we're going to deliver this weapon to the White Army. I don't know, but I have a feeling like if she goes back to heaven and they ask where that Rod of Arafel has gone, they'll be pretty pissed to know that she just handed it over to a Nephilim on good faith that we will take it back to the White Army. Now also, as she just pointed out to us, she is pretty much okay with us, but she is still looking forward to killing War, basically. But we can't do anything about that right now, so we're just gonna leave her alone. And yes, there are a ton of swarm guys running around in the background and just not attacking us because they are very polite and they are just waiting for us to finish our conversation.
It's finished.
I know, horseman. If there are more angels who are suffering, they are beyond us both. Take this. Heaven rewards those who serve justice.
Now this is actually kind of terrifying from a fridge logic perspective when you think about it. She can tell that we freed those 10 angels. She wasn't there to see any of it, so that means she must be able to feel whenever there are angels who are in the grasp of the Destroyer. And that's gotta be kind of terrifying. Imagine you are stuck, you're an angel, you are stuck on the post-apocalyptic Earth, you are overrun by demons, you know you can't end the war, and you can feel the suffering of every single one of your comrades who is captive of the Destroyer. Like, that's gotta be so brutal from a mental perspective. And she's been here for several decades at this point.
And what of the Hellguard, Uriel? Every blade dulls, eventually.
That's what I'm counting on. The demons will suffer all the more when we force the blade home.
Alright, so we're done with the dialogues, and here we get Sunder. This elegant weapon recalls the grace and power of its original owner and angel guardian of the White City. The weapons wielded by the venerated guardians are both aggressive and defensive. While Sunder's blades are more than capable of striking any foe with unearthly precision and force, this versatile weapon may also create a protective orb around its wielder that mitigates damage dealt by the enemy. So, judging from the fact that Uriel hands this to us on Earth, this probably belonged to a former angel soldier who died on Earth. So, yeah. More angelic weaponry, hooray. We are not going to fight all of these swarm guys because it's just not gonna end. We are going to go upstairs here because there's another chest there, but then we'll finally be done with Earth and we'll finally get out of here. You do kind of wonder, though, that portal is right there. How did nobody notice this? How did nobody see this portal and go, hey, maybe we should see where this takes us? Anyway, we're finally done with the Earth level, thank goodness. And I hope I did not miss any collectibles because I don't want to go back there.
Be careful what you wish for, Archon. You just might get it.
The Rod of Arafel. I have been waiting so long. It feels every bit as powerful as I imagined.
Then you should have no problem clearing a path into your city.
A path? No. I will clear the entire realm. I will burn away the shadows with holy light.
As for question from the chat about where's the map glitch, we're gonna get to that after we finish the Ivory Citadel, which may or may not be today. Probably today. But yeah, we are going to have the map glitch because I already saw it the last time.
You will need wings.
And here we go, Angelic Beastie. Those things are actually kind of badass. And as for question from the chat from Hydra Corp about the Crucible
Seek out the
difficulty...
scribe, most ancient. He still wanders the ruins.
He can help you end your quest.
That is absolutely not suspicious wording. About the Crucible difficulty. The thing with Darksiders 2 is you cannot access all of the Crucible until New Game Plus. So, I mean, you can go there earlier if you want, but the last waves won't unlock until New Game Plus. So, I have never personally tried, but I would wager it scales to whatever difficulty you have selected to that playthrough. So if you are doing the normal playthrough on easy, and then you go to definitive for New Game Plus, then you would have the first playthrough of the Crucible up until wave 75 in the normal playthrough on easy with much easier difficulty than when you go back to New Game Plus for the last 25 waves. But I haven't tried because, like I said, you cannot unlock the last 25 waves until you have actually reached New Game Plus. And I'm gonna say this now, this area here where we were just flying with the Griffin, that just gives me PTSD, because for those of you who have played Darksiders 1 and who have completed all the achievements for Darksiders 1, you might remember the Aerial Predator achievement, which was an achievement for kills on while riding one of those angelic beasts. And that is one of the most difficult trophies I've ever had to do, and just getting to fly one of those griffins again just made me anxious. Now, I will also say this, this corrupted water over here counts as a combat death. If you step into this stuff and you die, it counts as a combat death. So if you are in nightmare mode, definitely stay out of the water. You don't want to touch that stuff. We should borrow a bunch of these for the Forge Lands, honestly. Now these guys are called Vengeful Spirits. They don't come out of every single angel, but most of them. So we're gonna see a lot of those. And you can also one-hit kill them with the execution button, if you get within range. I must say, I do appreciate that we finally get to spend some time inside actual Angelic Architecture. Like, we spend so much time in these games traipsing around Earth and traipsing around Demon Realms that it's really cool to just be inside a Angelic building for a while, so you can see like all the architecture with just building into very high places, which is in line with what it said about the White City in the novel, where one of the things War described is that just everything is really built for height. Oh, go away. And that it makes sense, because for angels, getting up there is like a 2-second journey. You just fly up and that's it. But as a ground-dwelling person, you basically have to just slowly make your way up there. And in the White City there are actually, as it's described, there are ramps leading in circular ways around different areas of the city to go up. And if you want to go to one of the higher spots, it's gonna take you hours, if not days, of walking to actually get there. Whereas for an angel, it's literally just like 10 seconds of flying. Super annoying. Alright, and you can already see we've got plenty of these portals around, so this is the section of the game where we're going to get our final traversal gadget, the Voidwalker, and after that we can actually do a lot of fact-checking in the previous realms. A lot of quest solving and all that, so that's probably what we're going to do next stream after we're done here. And ooh, critical chance and execution chance. Yes, please, gimme. And when did I get so many skill points? What the ever-loving fuck? When did I get 4 skill points? I mean, not that I'm complaining, I'm just very confused. Yeah, I know I leveled up once during Earth, but where did I get the other 3 skill points? Oh well. Don't look at this horseman in the mouth. And oh look, we have one of those rare statues where we actually have a female angel with a sword. Like most of the statues that we see of female angels are just statues of like female angels holding vases of water or holding like a platter of something. Here we actually have one with a sword. Nice. I approve. I was pressing the execution button for this one. God damn it. God damn you, game. Let me execute my enemies. I think we actually just lost the music because usually any combat encounter leads to combat music. So it's very weird that it's so quiet right now. Oh, no, it's back. Okay, cool. Now here we get one of my favorite pair of Sives, just design-wise. The Goldbringer Sives. And probably would be Strive's favorite Sives if he could have one. Like, I'm pretty sure if Strive could borrow any Sive from Death, he would borrow Goldbringer. Alright, let's go get that Scythe. And yeah, let's get this out of the way first. Alright, there we go. Goldbringer, fashioned by an unknown but truly pragmatic mind, Goldbringer robs all those it strikes not only of their life but of their coin. Engraved on the blade is the familiar wisdom, to the victor go the spoils. This is pretty nice looking scythe, and also if you fight with that scythe equipped, we're not going to do it because a lot of our playthrough hinges on actually having the health steal from the health steal and the crit chance from the possessed Sive that we built. But this is one of the ways that you can actually make Dev laugh. You can either kill Scarabs or you can use the Scythe. He will laugh if you use this Scythe to kill enemies. I just love it though. That's amazing. A Scythe that gives you extra gold. Awesome. Alright, Voidwalker allows Dev to summon 2 portals on special surfaces through which he can move instantaneously. I want to see a Portal Darksiders crossover, please. Could you just imagine Dev or Strife versus GLaDOS? All the snark, man, all the snark. It would be amazing. Alright. I thought we already killed this guy. Come on. Alright, so let's start over there because we can now get a special pair of Sives. The Angel of Death Sives. The one good thing about Lost Light being so short is that you get all of Death's special equipment in very quick succession. So here we have the Angel of Death Sives. I really like this design. The Chart Council demanded that the finest smiths of heaven craft a weapon for the Four Horsemen as tribute to the rider's role in maintaining the balance. The Angel of Death double Sives were forged with the power of light, healing the wielder with every strike made against his enemies. I want to see the weapons they made for war and strife and fury, but mostly for war. I want to see him in a match with Uriel with all angelic weaponry. Like, please, let's make it happen. Okay, can we get back there via portals? No, we cannot. Okay. So we have to take the long way again. Nice. And yes, as for a comment from the chat, such nice set, such bad stats. The stats are really kind of awful for the set, so it's not really useful for anyone unless you have 0 health steal or health on critical on any of your equipment. Really do not recommend wearing this set, but it does look pretty awesome. We're actually going to get to the armor soon enough. It's going to take us just a couple of minutes to get there. I'm not gonna bother. We already have enough money. We have like half a cool million, so we're good. I forgot to charge this one. As for the comment from the chat about Fury's weapon taking on form according to what she thinks, that essentially her weapon would have been just a scythe only in gold, like basically just a golden hilt. I can just see it in my head, Fury getting that weapon, and she's like, "That's the weapon I already have," and they're like, "No, but it's gold." And that was the point at which Heaven lost some of its finest smiths. Who knows? Maybe that's how it went down. I don't know. I would really like to see the angelic weapons that were made by Heaven Smith for the others. And here we have the Aphids. So far we have avoided these scantily dressed women in the angel ranks, but here they are. Have very cool wings though. Let me actually slap one unstoppable. It's taking too long. I thought we were wearing a talisman with extra execution chance. I was hoping we'd be able to execute at least one of them, because the execution move for these is actually kind of badass. Alright, let's get over there. Hi guys. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to go back. Ow. I was like, wasn't there 2 corrupted angels? Oh. There we go.
You will save us!
No, I won't. Leave me alone. I don't even know you. And here we go with the Angel of Death armor. Okay, the chart council blah 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 blah. The Angel of Death shoulder piece is finely crafted with the emblem of a mighty griffin, and it protects the wearer by increasing the ability to generate health and wrath energy. And that's pretty much the same description for all of them except for the griffin thing. Okay, now let's put on the full set just to show you guys what this actually looks like. Where are our Sives? There they are. This set looks so nice. I love that those Sives are actually kind of just simple but elegant. It's probably my favorite scythe design in the entire game. And the rest of it looks pretty good too. I mean, Death is already pale as a corpse, so I guess white goes with him. But yeah, too bad. Such a shame that this set does not have any sort of critical damage or something like that. Anyway, let's get back into our normal equipment. Wait, I think that was the one that I needed. Yes. And I'm just gonna go through all of these real quickly, just to get rid of the stars, because those kind of frustrate me. And yeah, those Sives, health per hit, health per kill. Wow, amazing. Well, at least it's got health on crit as well, so... But still, our sides are better. I think there was a stone around here. Yeah, over there. Cool. Oh, seriously? Come on. Okay, let's see. We're about to face a few more Aphids, so maybe we can get the execution move this time around.
The horseman comer! All opposition must perish!
I think we actually did have a chance there. Or was that from one of the other angels? Damn. Wow, and he was just flat in the middle of the earth, okay. Flat in mid-air, that was just amazing. Cool. Let's go. I feel like this should have chipped at least a little bit of those wings. Like, I don't know how he made it through that in one piece, but okay. Alright, let's not touch the corrupted water. Up. I say that and I immediately touch the corrupted water. Yeah, that was a bright idea. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh well. Now we can get into the water. Let's go for a swim. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. What I was saying before we left, I love these tiny little wings on those waterways. It's just so quaint. I want to know what Angelic Architect made these. I want to meet the guy, or girl, them. Because somebody clearly had a lot of fun designing this place. Alright, let's go. Let's get a bomb. Fun fact, the first time I played this, I did not realize that this was a climbable wall, and I just kept going around in circles, wondering where the fuck I was supposed to go. It blends very nicely with the architecture. And I do love like how they have the Tree of Life here as well, except in contrast to the Tree of Life depiction on the actual door to the Tree of Life, it's two trees of life. It's not half Tree of Life, half Tree of Death, it's both Tree of Life. Which is not how this works, angel buddies. Oh. Cool, let's go get him. And I wonder, am I up high enough? No, I'm not. There is one stone of power in this citadel that is extremely easy to miss. And it's up there on the chest of that statue. We are not high up enough to get it yet. You can only get it while you're on that walkway over there. Super easy to miss. Make sure you get that one when you're here, because otherwise it's just going to be a pain in the ass. I do also like the execution on these guys, so hopefully we can actually get that done. Please? Can I get an execution on this guy? No. Of course not. That would have been too nice.
Cleanse the wound!
Oh, here we go. I love executing enemies with their own weaponry. And it kind of reminds me how in Genesis, if you execute them as war, you just take the shield of the Angelic Champion and just ram it straight into them. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I was back online because my PS4 told me that my connection was back up, but apparently Twitch decided to just axe the stream anyway, so here we are again. I just killed a few angels here, so I think I missed about 10 seconds of recording. But yeah, the stream should be back now and should be working just fine. I'm very sorry for this. I don't know what's happening because my internet connection is actually very strong usually, so gotta be some kind of problem with my ISP this evening. Alright, now this puzzle, yippee-yay. I hate it so much. It's not the worst one in this area, but it can still be pretty annoying if you're not entirely sure of what you're doing. Alright. Let's open up this. And now let me just make sure that I get this set up correctly. Yeah, that one needs to go first. Perfect. Alright, perfect. Now, before we move on where we are supposed to be going, we are going to go back in here and just place a portal that's gonna save us a bunch of backtracking. So just gonna jump down here and place this portal right now, because otherwise we have to come back for it anyway. And yes, Green Death was doing all the work today. Next time we're gonna let Purple Death do all the running. Now, in this cave over here is another one of the Nomad Gnomes. We're gonna get that in just a few seconds. Just gonna have to purify this water first. And preferably not run off of this cliff.
All opposition must perish!
Possessed item, nice. Oh, and I actually needed that health potion. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool. There we go. That's why I placed this portal before. So now we got a choice of where we're gonna go, right or left. There are goodies in both sides, so we're just gonna go right way first. And then we're gonna climb back up and go to the left side. Ta-da! Alright, let's go back up and let's go to the other side. And I'm actually going to switch to Death Grip because in my own personal experience, if you need to use Death Grip in this level and you don't actually have it equipped, Death will not equip it himself. Like, the button prompt will just fail quite a few times, so I'm just going to equip it right now. Save myself the trouble. There we go. And there's our Sycophant again. We will actually be fighting this guy soon, so almost there. Alright, I'll take care of these guys first. I was going to go for the Power Stone before I forget about it, but fine, let's take care of these guys first.
Attack!
I am pushing the execution button, believe it or not. I am hammering circle like crazy and it still wouldn't let me execute him. What the fuck? There we go. Alright, now let's get this stone before I forget about it. There we go. Only 12 out of 25, ouch. That actually hurts. Alright, almost at the end. And we get to a nice wall running and portal puzzle. Awesome. This is one of those cases where I'm saying if you do not have Death Grip equipped, you will probably not grip it automatically, so just make sure you equip that first. Oh, wrong. I wanna go there. Alright, let's go. Whoa! Whoa, what the fuck? Seriously? Come on, Dev. Stop that. You can do it. There we go. Alright, time to fight some Sycophants. With these guys, you want to make sure that if you kill them normally, not an execution, but just normal battle, you want to get out of the way when they die, because they release some kind of electricity explosion. So... I hate these teleporting bastards. Die already. Oh, damn it, I missed the execution prompt. Too bad. We are going to fight them again eventually in the Crucible, but it's going to take a while until we get there, so... Too bad, too bad. Wish we could have gotten that. In any case, we are now about to get to the most annoying Voidwalker puzzle in the entire game, so hooray! That's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, where are we? Okay, here. But there's also a bunch of extras here to get, so make sure you explore this area thoroughly. We're gonna split right over here. The further to this side, the better. And we're gonna start with this. So, first of all, let me get this done. Thank you. There we go. Alright, there we go.
I cannot.
Why can't we get some good Harbinger equipment? God damn you. Everything we get is Necromancer. No! God damn it. I wanted to switch. Okay, let's see if I did this correctly. That work? Yes, it did. Awesome. Perfect. We really do need a couple of these for the Forgelands. Seriously. I mean, the Kingdom of the Dead can stay corrupted for all that I care, but the Forgelands, can we just borrow some of these orbs, please? And now we are about to get to one of the most egregious instances of cannot squeeze between the bars that I have ever seen in any game. This part that we're about to get to always makes me so furious. It's just like, why? So, here we go. That is a perfectly death-sized hole. Why can't we just not climb through here? Why? Death. Fury would be climbing for this one in 2 seconds. What the actual hell? Why? Damn you, invisible walls. Fine, I guess we'll take the portal. Jesus. That's ridiculous. That's just utterly ridiculous. Alright, let's take a nice little dive for a Boatman coin. And yes, as mentioned in the chat, the only thing that's missing to that area is Death saying, I cannot. If that had happened, I would probably have just thrown away my controller and deleted this game off the hard drive and be like, nope. We are not doing this bullshit anymore. Alright, but finally we have purified all of the water and we're about to get into 2 boss fights, and I think then after that we're gonna call it a day because it's been almost 2 hours, just as many crashes, and this would be a good place to end it, I think. So, let's just go talk to the scribe, get into our 2 boss battles, and then we're done for today. Now you can save yourself a bit of portal jumping here if you place your portals in the right locations. The first one you want to place is up there. It's a bit tricky to get, but if you can put that one first, you're going to save yourself a lot of backtracking. And then the second one down here. And yes, I'm gonna do both boss battles.
Impossible.
So in here, most importantly, you want to get this Stone of Resistance. And then you can just jump out of here again. And we're actually going to need a charged portal over here. And there we go.
Death is near! Face me, Reaper!
So here we have Jamira, the guy who wrote all those wonderful item descriptions for us in Darksiders 3. Just a tiny little bit possessed by corruption. Oh, shit. We didn't get him? Okay. I am terribly sorry about that. And basically you just want to abuse the portals and his own attacks in order to whittle down his health. So there we go. He is also kind of the archetype of the Tomekeeper or Scribe enemies that we meet in Darksiders 3. And I do actually feel incredibly sorry for this guy. For reasons that we will find out as soon as we defeat him. Guys, just stay away from me while he does this attack. Thank you very much. I'll deal with all of you angels later. There we go. Now I have time for you guys. Yeah, let's get out of the way of that first. And let's kill this guy so he doesn't annoy me anymore. And we need one portal over there and one down here. Okay, where's the laser? There. Ah, fuck. Where were you aiming, Jamira? Seriously. I would like to know. Ah, close. And there we go.
I'll tell you everything. It was chaos. Even the most noble among us abandoned his senses and took up his sword. It happened to the Archon. It happened to me.
The Archon.
It was that damn pool. Their use was forbidden for a reason. Whatever vision he saw within rent his mind. The corruption spread from him. He made the city a slaughterhouse while professing his...
Given to doubt. And that angel was the Archon. Now, here we have Mortis. Very interesting from a lore point of view. Mortis is a buckler that combines attack and defense into one brutal weapon. Since ancient times, Mortis has defended its wielder by responding to any attack with a surge of lethal energy that unerringly seeks out and punishes the opponent. Now that in and of itself sounds already pretty nice, but this thing is actually one of the grand abominations. Ancient weapons that were conceived and made by death during the early days of the Nephilim rampage. And in the novel it's actually described what this buckler did at its full glory height of its days. And basically what it did was it would look into the person that was striking the buckler, and it would pick from the mind of that person any random relative or loved one and just kill that person no matter where they were. They could be on the other side of the planet, it didn't matter. If you strike that buckler, someone of your loved ones is going to die. Could be your brother, your parents, your spouse, your child, whatever. It could be someone who is in a completely different realm. This thing's gonna kill them. And that's why basically striking this buckler meant that you effectively killed one of your loved ones. This buckler also allowed some sort of telepathic connection between the wielder of the buckler and wielders of other grand abominations, which is how in the novel, when Death inspected it and was like, oh yeah, it's already lost almost all of its powers, nothing that can go wrong here. What did go wrong was that the person wielding another one of those weapons, Black Mercy, actually managed to see where Death was and what he was doing, and actually managed to see part of his plan. So that's one of the few instances where Death's arrogance really got the better of him. So yeah, this buckler is actually really, really badass. And yeah, so it's also nice from a lore point of view, because this at least makes the grand abominations themselves canon in the Darksiders games. Not necessarily all the events around them, but the fact that they existed, thanks to this thing, is canon. And yes, in the game it's not quite as badass as in the lore. Now we are going to talk to Jamira a little bit, and I already feel sorry for this guy, because you can see his wings are tiny. So considering how much Angelic Society is about military and combat prowess, and how important just wings are for transport for them, you can only imagine what it must be like to be an angel who is born with or grows up with tiny little wings like this. And it doesn't get any better when we talk to him.
The Archon called you scribe.
I am Jamira. Once I was chief scrivener, here in the Ivory Citadel. I recorded things past, things present, and the ever-changing future. For mine is the second sight, to see through the eyes of others. It is a gift few angels tolerate. Even the Hellguard have their secrets. The Archon wished to learn them, but he saw too much.
So yeah, this guy apparently also has some sort of telepathic powers, and that if it's not the wings making him an outcast, those powers are not helping. So this guy probably had next to zero friends even before this entire corruption thing started, and I just feel super bad for him. And yeah, so he can basically see into the minds of other angels. And yes, even the Hellguard have their secrets, especially the Hellguards have their secrets, because Abaddon is a scheming little bitch.
Corruption did all this?
No, there was a battle. I can still see it. The Archon fought off waves of the corrupted. His blows shattered the city. Pray you fare better than stone, if he is in your future.
How could the Archon be corrupted?
Something dark took root inside of him. Used him as a puppet to spread black hate. Perhaps it says much that we could not tell the difference.
And this is the main reason why I like this guy so much, because he's one of the few angels who's actually like, yeah, we are not all as great as we always think we are. Maybe we should just, contemplate on that for a bit. So good on you for being one of the few actually realistic, nice angels, and I'm very glad that we could manage to actually beat the corruption out of this guy, literally. He is the only creature, I think, that we see in the entire games who actually gets cured of corruption. And I do hope that the Citadel will eventually be rebuilt and that he can go back to being Chief Scrivener. Alright, now we are going to have to fight a second boss battle, and that is against the Archon. So we're going to do that real quickly. We are also going to get the map glitch here, I can already assure you that, because for those of you who didn't watch my previous streams, what the map glitch is is basically every time we see the Archon's pool in a cutscene, instead of seeing the actual vision from the pool, it's just an overlay of the minimap. In my game, I don't know why, it always happens to me on PS4, both on my normal gaming account and on my streaming account, and it never happens to me on PC, but every time on PS4. And I know we already had it 2 streams ago, so it's definitely gonna happen this time again. The vision that you're actually supposed to be seeing in that stream is, in that portal, is the Destroyer holding Uriel in his grasp. And she looks to be either unconscious or dead. This is actually something that happens at the end of Darksiders 1. So, considering that the pools can apparently see the past, the present, and the future, I guess he was seeing the future. But yeah. Anyway, we're just gonna fast travel there and get through this battle, and then that's gonna be it for today. Best reaction ever.
The key, Archon. I know you have it.
It is mine! Even though he wanted me to, I couldn't destroy the key. Surely you understand, Horseman. I did what I had to do. Open the well. Protected the key. From the questions they asked. And from you. Only I may bear the key.
So, what we just saw here was Abaddon basically telling or asking the Archon to open the Well of Souls.
Destroy you!
And then destroy the key to the Well of Souls, the Angel Key. And this seems, if you haven't played or haven't finished Darksiders 1, that may not seem like it makes a lot of sense. But it does, considering, and I'm gonna spoil Darksiders 1 here because we're going to get to it anyway, and this is a lore stream. Abaddon is the Destroyer. When he died fighting Straga, Lilith came to him and basically offered him to live again, but on the side of hell. And he actually took her up on that.
The light compels you!
And after that, basically what he did was he went to the Archon and let him open the Well of Souls. They got the other key from Samael, probably through Lilith, and Samael got imprisoned probably because he did not agree with, you know, Abaddon being the commander of Hell's armies on Earth. And yeah, entered the Well of Souls, captured Azrael, used the power of the well to fuel his own power, so that's why the Destroyer is pretty much invincible for most of Darksiders 1.
No evil!
And then told the Archon to destroy the key, and the Archon didn't, but of course everybody else was like, dude, why did you open the Well of Souls? We're not supposed to go in there.
Of sin is dead.
And that was when the Archon decided that everyone should die. So, if there was ever one guy who really deserved to die in this game, it's him. Zero sympathy, let's just beat the hell out of him. I will say this, this battle is a lot easier as a Harbinger than it is as a Necromancer, and I'm so glad that I'm not playing this as a Necromancer right now. Most importantly, you do want to avoid this attack, because this does a ton of damage if it hits you. Snap on some unstoppable. seriously had to pick the slowest attack ever, did you? And there we go, new campaign, Argyl's Tomb. Betrayed by the Lord of Bones, Argyl was overthrown from his kingdom. His realm was cast from the kingdom of the dead, separating him from his source of power. Its location has remained lost until now. Access this content from additional campaigns on the main menu. We're gonna do that after we're done with everything else. And we get Fletcher's Gore Hammer. This is another legendary secondary that is also a possessed weapon, so we could theoretically use this for upgrading. The hammer of a champion from long ago, his power echoed through the ring of its dark steel. Cast during the ascension of his dark arts, the tale is said that its champion took the form of a crow, never to be seen again. So, potentially weapon of the Crow Father? I mean, he was supposedly quite a badass Bishonen warrior in his youth, so possible. And the Angel Key. This holy key will grant entrance into the Well of Souls. Of course, we need the Demon Key first. So now we have both of these. I'm gonna call it quits here for today. And next time we are going to talk to Nathaniel, sell some of our stuff because we have gotten a lot of crap in our inventory that we don't really need. And then we are going to do some side questing in the other realms before we actually move on to Blackstone. Because we now have all the traversal gadgets that we need in the other realms. So we'll be able to backtrack and get a lot of stuff, explore a lot of stuff. Open another death tomb, and finish a few side quests that we have going on right now. So that will be a lot of fun.